To our Sleepless Nights pODDcast listeners on Spotify. Now we have a subscription service for $7.99 a month U.S. funds.
Oh, wow.
What does that subscription get you?
Huh?
Glad you asked. It gives you the weekly notification of the standard show when it's released, but also access to our members only Segment 5 that drops a few days after.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yes, for pennies a day, support your favorite weekly show financially to help us with the necessities like eggs, bread, horse and milking, or in Paul's case, that endless supply of Grandpa Nana's corn chips. Another tasty thing you can do to help with your favorite show, now that you've listened to us on Spotify, on the app, you can rate this podcast. That's right, give us a glowing review to help new people find this show and make it their favorite show, who will rate the show and help new people find this show to make it their favorite show, who will make it, well, you get the idea. It's the circle of Spotify life, right, Paul?
What's this now?
This podcast is proudly supported by our patrons at patreon.com. You can join us at patreon.com/Sleepless Nights Podcast. All systems go.
I'm sorry I'm late, Lobo. Can we Abacus, go ahead and start rolling up the tape so we can start recording. We got to make up for late time. Lobo, where's Lobo at? Where's he at? I don't got time for that, Mittens Kong. We just got to go. We got to go. We're late. We're burning daylight. All right, ready? All right, let's slate this thing. All right, so this is episode 014, Steel Magnolias in 3D Rebooted. Ready? In 3, 2, 1.
Attention, Sleepless Nights. Thank you for consuming this OSI 74 product broadcast, live from the Black Knight satellite. For optimum performance and safety, your host, Mr. Lobo, asks that you please listen to these instructions carefully. When in a hospital or other healthcare facility, observe the restrictions on the use of electronic devices. Switch off before boarding an aircraft to prevent interference with communications systems. Do not operate this device in the presence of flammable gases or fumes, chemical plants, or where blasting operations are in progress. Always listen hands-free while driving a vehicle. Failure to observe these instructions may lead to immediate termination. It's time now for the show to begin. Thank you. Have a very pleasant evening.
Lobo? Lobo, that's your cue?
Paul?
Yeah. Who's there? Somebody else is in the studio?
So it's Joe from Movie Dumpster. They gave me a letter. OSI gave me a letter. They said Mr. Lobo was suspended. They sent me here.
What was it? For movie what? Movie what again?
Oh, the dumpster, the movie dumpster. What do you live under a rock? You never heard of that show?
Well, technically I live in space, but I'll have to check it out sometime.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, so I sent you?
Yes. They sent me this letter in the mail. They wanted me to come in and fill in for Lobo indefinitely.
Oh, okay.
Because he's been suspended for the Boba Fett episode that we did. Remember that?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know if you knew this, but we're under mandate. We're no ixnay on the R-Wars stay, R-Wars eBay stay. We can't talk about that.
Oh, you guys need some new managers in there, huh?
Yeah. Oh, hold on one second. Abacus, can we cut?
Working.
Okay.
Stand
Yeah.
by.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. We can't talk about that on the air. So I'll make sure to have that leaked out. Well, we'll probably won't even use that take. So.
Are they docking my pay?
They might. I mean, last time. I mean, honestly, last time I paid them in Chuck E. Cheese tokens, and they seemed to accept that. So. They were
that's
okay
great.
with that. But if they're suspending people, we might want to be a little bit careful.
How many do you need to get a free pizza is the question, because I got to make sure that I'm getting some of those tokens.
I mean, it's hard to say. Have you been to Chuck E. Cheese lately? They don't even take tokens anymore. It's all on a card now. They give you like a debit card, and They say go nuts.
Oh.
So
That's too futuristic for me.
Yeah.
See what happens?
Yeah.
You talk about Star Wars and then they give it to you like that, don't you?
yeah, well, I guess that's why they took the tokens. Is they're rare. They're super rare. You can't just give them a debit card. You got to have the tokens. You actually have to physically have those tokens.
Well, OSI is paying me in rare Pokemon cards, so I'm gonna take those and I guess just keep doing this until Lobo comes back, even though he's never coming back apparently.
I'm gonna have to reach out for them because at least you're getting paid, and I still don't get this. Where I've been with the show for years, and I still have yet to see a paycheck. But moving on, why do you think that they sent you here? Can you do a Lobo?
I guess so. Somebody did make me do an impression in the waiting room. I could give it a shot. Here we go.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Jobo, Mr. Jobo, that is.
That's horrible.
How
That's
was that?
terrible. That's terrible.
Coming to you live from the studio, from OSI.
Wait.
74.
Hold on one second. Hold on. All right. Let me close my mind. My mind. Yeah. Let me close my eyes. And all right. Ready? And
Okay.
action.
I'm Mr. Jobo.
I guess.
How was that? Did that sound like? Did I nail that one?
I mean, honestly, we have one fan. I mean, and it's Dixie's dad, and I don't think even he would notice. So I think we could probably squeeze this through here.
Some guy with a cigar shook my hand and said, "You got a job." So do I have to do that voice the whole time? Is that mandate for this?
Maybe just for like a little bit of the intro, and then you can probably just ease into your voice. I mean, it's just like any Hollywood film where an actor or an actress has to have an accent. They just have the accent just long enough to slip right back into their normal speaking voice, and nobody would know. I mean, unless
Gotcha, like Nicole Kidman. Yeah, gotcha.
Correct. Unless you're British. I mean, it seems like British can do American accents. It's like nothing, but you're obviously American, so nobody will fault you for it. That you'll slip out of it.
Well, maybe they should have hired a British guy. I don't know why they called me.
You got me. I mean, I haven't even heard of you. Well, I'm the last person to know, so nobody notified me. Let me cue everything up. Let's rewind the tape here.
Okay.
You just got let's see here. How's it go? You're not. Shoot. You think after like 3 and or 6 years, I would remember how he does this opening, but I think it's like something like "You're not snoozing." You've hit the snooze alarm. This is the Sleepless Nights. You think you can remember that after I?
Yeah, I could give it a shot. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm gonna slate real quick, and then we'll play our opening theme, and then I'll cue you in. So, give me a few seconds here. Okay, all right. Are we all ready now? Okay, ready, Abacus?
Working.
All right. So this is episode 014, Steel Magnolias in 3D Rebooted. This is Mr. Jobo. This is the Jobo intro. So this is segment 1. So ready? And 3, 2, 1.
It's time now for the show to begin. Thank you. Have a very pleasant evening.
You're not schnoozing. You're Sleepless Nights with Mr. Jobo.
Close enough for jazz.
How was that?
That was pretty good. That was decent enough.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of weird that we're now on the air, and now we're just continuing a conversation we had off air, and nobody would know that we had this conversation. But you know what? We're getting pretty close to our first break, so maybe we should work this out during our break, and then come back and we'll hit it out of the park.
I think I could nail this. I think
you got it. Or if not, you can take the back seat, and I can just do a Wakeless Days thing. I mean that's a possibility too. We can just do a Wakeless Days.
What's Wakeless Days?
Wakeless Days is basically Sleepless Nights minus Lobo.
Well, I was thinking that we call it Movie Dumpster 2.0.
No.
Come on.
No.
Come on. This the dumpster nights, right? Now we're talking.
Nah. I just can't see it. I can't see it. I mean, we've got that one fan. We don't want to disappoint that one fan.
Listen, I have strict orders from OSI, so I don't know who's in charge here, but I'm liking Dumpster Nights. Yeah.
Dumpster Nights.
Yeah.
Dumpster Nights.
Yeah. No.
No.
Movie Dumpster Nights, but it's Dumpster Nights for short because that sounds cooler.
How about Wakeless Dumpsters?
Oh, see now. Okay, now you're onto something.
See? Yeah. Then we just pushed Lobo completely out of his own show.
There you go.
Let's go to break and we'll be right back. This has been Dumpster Nights with Mr. Joe Blow and that's Pantsless Producer.
Stay tuned for more stuff.
Attention, people of Earth! Attention, people of Earth!
The following message was transmitted to Earth via Cosmic Spool. Our award-winning web series, Mr. Lobo Does, is here on Blu-ray and other forms of physical media. Today is your last chance to accept our offer. Fly over to osi74.square.site or through this direct redirect link, www.bestow.tv/MLDS1. That's www.bestow.tv/MLDS1. There you can place your order and secure your copy of the Mr. Lobo Does Blu-ray or 2-volume DVD set. Earthlings, you have less than 24 hours to comply. And just to show we are serious, we will now destroy another neighboring planet that did not meet our demands.
Release the death ray!
Hey, what's up, and welcome to Dumpster Nights, episode 129, rebooted episode number 14. We're talking about Steel Magnolias 3D today with Paul Sanders. How you doing, Paul?
Who authorized that intro? That was awful, man.
I'm in charge of the show now.
Now, Lobo
we just discussed this.
Lobo and I always have this discussion. Do we actually say like the rebooted? Like, does it count as a reboot if we say it's rebooted, or do we just go on as if we didn't know that it was rebooted?
Well, do you not do the number thing? Do you just do the name thing?
Even
though it's like, part 129, but then you just use the title of the first episode?
I guess. I mean, because there's some sticklers out there where it's like, oh, it's like, I don't understand. I was just listening to 127 and now all of a sudden it's 14. And why is it 14 when it should, so you got to use both numbers, but I don't like, we have to have the rebooted number so we can satisfy, the corporation who wants the reboot, But I don't even know if the numbers count because we still don't even know if is every episode a reboot of the last episode, or are we just a reboot from the first episode?
Is it like a filing number, like a tax ID number, or is it a title? Is it titular?
I don't know. I am UPC maybe. I don't know. Somebody like is a barcode. I guess I don't.
It could be.
I'm not sure. Well, let's backtrack a little bit here.
Okay.
That intro was horrible, man.
Thank you for insulting me on my first day. This is not. I don't know if this is going to work.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm gonna do my intro. Okay, just give me a second here. Ready? All right, so this is episode 014, Steel Magnolias in 3D rebooted. Wakeless days, right? 3, 2, 1. You're not snoozing, you're wide awake. And this is the Wakeless days with that pantsless producer, Paul. See, that's how it's done.
That was terrible. That was terrible.
What do you mean that was terrible?
I'm falling asleep, Paul.
Well, I can't fault you with that either. It's sometimes it gets really warm in these recording booths and that it just happens. Sometimes it just happens.
Listen, just accept the Dumpster Nights and we can move on. Okay?
How about we just agree to disagree and move on?
That sounds good to me. You know what? You want to talk about some movies instead?
Yeah, I mean, generally that's what we try to do here. But
okay,
what movies do you have in mind?
Oh, I don't know. What did you see Morbius?
No.
What about Doctor Strange?
No.
Lamb?
What? What is that?
The movie Lamb.
No, definitely not. I would never see a movie named Lamb.
Yeah, from 8/24.
No.
I don't want to tell you spoilers if you never saw it.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. All right. Let me give it a shot.
Okay.
How about we do my go-to? My go-to is Groundhog Day. Have you seen Groundhog Day?
I love that movie.
That's a great movie, right?
Yeah. Bill Murray, Andy McDowell. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's it? That's all we have for Groundhog Day?
I watch it every year, and I eat breakfast with my wife. Yeah.
Oh.
She loves Groundhog Day.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do you have anything better? I guess we already ran that one dry. That was what, 3 seconds? That was the least amount of time that I've talked about Groundhog Day on this show.
What you don't realize is that we've already talked about it for 5 years.
Right.
Yes. Right. The continuous loop.
Mm-hmm. We've talked about it, and then it's been rebooted every morning at 6 o'clock. You know, the Cher song kicks in, and and it's been rebooted, and only we know that we talked about it. So
Happy Death Day. That was a great sequel, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes. And Naked. Naked was another. There was like the trilogy.
Yes, there you go.
With Marlon Wayans.
Yeah, probably better than the new Star Wars trilogy. Oh, wait, we're not supposed to talk about that.
Ixnay, be careful of that.
Now I'm going to get suspended.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Batman?
Oh, The Batman?
The Batman.
No, The Batman. That's how we know it's a reboot. You know, like The Suicide Squad. They put the in front of everything.
The. They didn't put The Halloween.
They should have, though. They really should have.
The Scream. The Scream.
The Scream. The Scream.
The Scream.
I don't know. Maybe some studios are a little bit behind in their naming.
They're trying to be slick, trying to get one over on everybody. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I liked The Batman.
Was The Batman too long for you, or what did you think about that?
The Batman was like the last Lord of the Rings movie to me. It's just like, pick an ending, guys, and let's wrap it up. Let's go.
It was fun to live in that world though, and really get saturated in the Batman.
Right. Right.
And see what Reeves was bringing to the table. I really liked Paul Dano as the Riddler.
Mm-hmm.
He was great. And I thought Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman was really good.
Awesome.
And even I can't even think of his name.
I know you're Commissioner Gordon, right?
Well, yes, Commissioner Gordon. He was great, but the titular Batman.
Oh, Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. There you go. Yeah, I think he's really come out of his or come into his own rather, especially being like not blacklisted by fans and people who enjoy movies.
Everybody who's mad that he was in Harry Potter and just are upset that a Harry Potter actor can't play anything other than Harry Potter actor, right?
Or Twilight, you know.
Oh yeah, and Twilight. I forgot about the Twilight thing.
Yeah, he has proven his chops as far as I'm concerned. I thought The Lighthouse was great. I thought he was really great in that. No, I thought he was a good Batman. I thought he was a really good Batman. And I think a lot of people were saying that, they're kind of sick of like angsty Batman. But I don't know. I like him on the younger side a little bit, and coming into his own. There's some really great sequences in the film of him like doing things that he's never done before or trying for the first time.
Now, how old is he?
I think he's got to be in his 20s, right?
20? Yeah, because this seems like he seemed like a very young Bruce Wayne to me, and a very young Batman.
He's like young, grungy, like I'm listening to Nirvana. Get out of my room, Dad.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Smoking his pot.
Yeah, he reminded me of excuse me. All right. Yeah, he reminded me of like Batman, like a 19-year-old Batman or something like that. And I'm like, this guy has to be like quite older than that he seems to be. But
he's very, very smart.
yeah, yeah, and I like
And
that this was a year 2. This wasn't even a year 1 serving. We skipped ahead and we skipped over the him discovering Batman. I mean, I guess we have Batman Begins to kind of look towards that.
Yeah, and it's not even like, well, and like again, like they insinuate that like Alfred has trained him rather than like Ra's al Ghul or any of that stuff.
Right.
Which I thought was kind of neat, like having Andy Serkis be like this badass, like I don't know what, ex-soldier assassin.
What is it, M11?
Yeah, I think so.
British Special Forces. That's the way they've been spinning Alfred in like the comics and a lot of the modern stuff, is that he was like an M11 agent. Hopefully I'm saying that right. If I'm not, write your angry comments below. But yeah, he was like a British military expert or something. And
007.
Yeah. Double O Schmeagol.
Double O Precious. That's yeah.
Speaking of Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yes. He's going to be the Batsman's Precious. What does a liar do when he's dead?
He lies still, of course. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Riddles in the Dark with Alfred. That's what's happening.
Maybe that should have been like that. That should have been the reboot. That should be their rebranding. Is that it's all the same actors. It's just Andy Serkis has to play Smeagol from there on out. And Commissioner Gordon is the Watcher from What If.
Oh my god!
Because he is the Watcher from What If.
Spoilers, but like Alfred gets hurt in the movie, but you think like he gets blown up and disfigured and he turns into Smeagol, and now he serves Robert Pattinson as Smeagol. Maybe. I loved your father,
but now I talk like this because of the explosion.
It burns us! It burns us! Maybe we should do the podcast the rest of the way. It's just both of us, just dueling Schmeagles, dueling Golems. You be Gollum, I'll be Schmeagol.
Is it scrumptious?
You're not dreaming.
Oh man, you're slipping into Yoda over there.
Well, I kind of felt like I was like an Igor impression there. Yes,
oh, wait a second. We're not supposed to talk about that. No, too old. Can't talk about that. No.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the fact that they really hit hard on the detective element of Batman versus a lot of the other movies where they don't really push the detective element that he's supposed to be the world's greatest detective.
Yeah, they really went full ham on that, and I really enjoyed that. I love the contact stuff and like those. Like he's super smart. And he's got all this rudimentary kind of tactile gear and electronic tracking things and all that kind of stuff. It's really neat to see all that to start to come to fruition and be implemented. And that's basically what it's a really, really good crime mystery movie. And I think that's what Batman really needs to be at the forefront.
Right. And I like that they hid the Riddler. I mean, who would imagine in 2022 that you would get a Batman movie with the Riddler of all people, you know?
Well, I feel like that character, we've only got him one time. I think everybody else has been done, exception of the Penguin.
I forgot about Jim Carrey's Riddler, because I often think of Jim Carrey's Riddler as just being a Joker 2.0.
Well, yeah, I think up until now, as far as the films go, I don't think we've gotten a second Penguin or a second Riddler. So, like, I think that was a good choice to kind of bring those characters back to the fold and like put a new spin on them.
Right.
I love the kind of the Zodiac stuff going on with the Riddler. I thought that was really neat, and how they did all of that.
Right.
And the bigger picture again, like even bringing the mob stuff in with Falcone, however you want to say that. And I thought, damn, what the hell is his name? The guy who played the Penguin.
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell, yeah. Colin Farrell was fantastic. I was like, why are they putting this guy in all his makeup? And then they proved me wrong because I saw it. I was like, this guy's like otherworldly, like he's very much his own character. It was cool, man. I really, really liked it a lot.
Yeah, I stayed away from a lot of spoilers. So after the movie was over, I'm like, who was the Penguin? Who was it? And then I looked it up. I'm like, wait, Colin Farrell? Like,
Oh yeah,
like Bullseye?
I remember that was. That was the first big piece of news, and I was like, "Wow, that's like incredible." But yeah.
Yeah, well, we're inching closer to another break, and I think we found some even ground. Do you think we can continue this conversation when we get back?
Absolutely.
So stay tuned. We'll be back with some more the Batman
on dumpster nights.
On Wakeless days.
Dumpster nights.
Wakeless days.
Dumpster nights.
You've come for the Mr. Lobo, and you stay for the Dixie. Unfortunately, you got that pantsless decoy and his collector's corner. Grab a strawberry milkshake and step in under Mr. Lobo's porch and just stay a while.
How's it going? Welcome back to the Dumpster Nights. This is Matthew Mcconaughey here, and I just want to say thank y'all for coming out. All right. Let's get cooking.
That's.
How was that one? Was that one better?
All right. I know you're new here, and I know you don't know this, but I had had a run-in in the past with Matthew Mcconaughey. On Wakeless days, and. Yeah, he tried to kill me and send me deeper into space. So, can we redo that intro?
Wait a second. The actor or the killer robot?
Oh, they're two different things?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna have that stricken from the record. Let's reslate that. This is 014 Steel Magnolias in 3D rebooted. Please don't do Matthew Mcconaughey.
Okay.
I got the cold sweats already. All right, ready? In 3, 2, 1.
Are you sleeping or are you awake? It's Mr. Jobo here with Dumpster Nights.
I thought I said not to do Mcconaughey.
I was trying to, but it just, you slip right into it.
Right. So what were we talking about? We were talking about the Batman, right?
The Batman, yes.
So yeah, we got to know that we're rebooted. We're the Batman. Maybe that's what we should have done with Sleepless Nights. We should have been the Sleepless Nights, so everybody knew.
Sleepless Nights.
So instead of renumbering all of our damn episodes, it would be just the Sleepless Nights.
Well, right, but now it would be the Dumpster Nights. Yes.
Well, no, it'd be the Wakeless Days. But yeah, I see what you're putting down.
We should make a song about it. Like we should do like an 80s synth song, something like Duran Duran, Wakeless Nights, Dumpster Days, or I can't. I already messed it up. It would be Wakeless Days and Dumpster Nights or something.
Yeah, and then we're gonna have the High Council for Human Consumption after us to censor that because YouTube can't play that.
No, yeah, right, yeah. Just sample "Hungry Like the Wolf" and we'll just sing over it. Yeah.
So I brought up the Batman cast because I couldn't remember Jeffrey Wright's name to save my life, and there's a lot of weird names here. So and I just assume that Google just didn't update it. So
okay,
of course Matthew Mcconaughey was one of them that's listed here.
Who was he supposed to play?
I don't know. Was he supposed to be like Falcone or something maybe originally?
Is he the Riddler, man? Do you want to, to solve a puzzle or something, man? What does a lighter do when he's dead, Paul? What does he do?
I got goosebumps upon goosebumps, man. I mean, it's just
time's a flat circle.
It's just flashbacks to episode 50 of the pre-rebooted universe. Is it pre-rebooted universe? Would that just be a prequel universe? Is that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right.
Are you the Batman or what?
Yeah. I mean, Ben Affleck is on here. I'm assuming that this was all of a cast list, a rumored cast list before they changed everything because it's like Ben Affleck.
I think Ben Affleck was supposed to be Batman in this movie. Before it was like
he wasn't
Matt Reeves
Batman. He was the Batman, right?
Oh, he was a Batman.
Oh,
yeah.
He was a Batman. I got you.
He was Batman. Oh my God! Could you imagine if Matthew McConaughey was the Joker instead of that guy from Eternals? That would be funny. I
The
don't
guy
know.
from Eternal. What? I mean, he was cast in Shadows. What guy from Eternals was it? What?
Okay.
I don't.
Are we doing?
I might not remember his name. What character was the?
Well, first of all, are we doing spoilers?
I mean, Eternals has been out for a while.
I'm talking about the Batman specifically.
All right. Here's your warning. Excuse me. God, I got a lot of. I'm gassy tonight.
You're good.
I'm good. Oh, not that good. It doesn't doesn't taste that great. That strawberry milkshake is just horrendous. Don't drink a strawberry milkshake before you record. Just a warning.
How do you think you stay in space? That you know.
How do I? Oh, with gas.
Yeah, you stay up there. You stay afloat up there. You know, float around. That's how you move, right?
So
through the pod.
They make me. Yeah, I'm in a space pod. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I did. I guess I never really told you this, but yeah, I'm in a space pod. I'm lost in space. I mean, it's probably weird to you coming into the studio, and you've got this disembodied voice talking in the studio, and it's kind of weird that I have to even call into the studio to produce the show. But yeah, I'm floating in space in a space pod.
I was wondering what that giant antenna was for, but now it all makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is your spoiler warning. So if you don't want this spoiled, too bad. Hashtag spoiled. All right, ready? And go.
Spoilers. Yeah. Well, the Joker's in the Batman.
Right. Well, we already spoiled that before we said spoilers.
I know, but we were talking about other actors in Batman movies,
okay.
so I wanted to make sure that we weren't like floating around that. But yeah. So the Joker's in it. I don't know how I feel about that particular. We can talk about that in a second. But
yes,
the guy from the
that.
Eternals is Joker.
Now,
He's the
I think
I don't know.
See him. Is it Charlie Carver? There's a Charlie Carver that says TBA underneath it. I'm wondering if that was the Joker, and he looks like he might be one of the Eternals. Let me bring up his.
I think he's the Irish guy in Eternals. I forgive me. I saw that movie one time, and I never want to watch it again.
You saw the movie and you want to quickly forget.
Yeah, I mean, I already forgot, and I saw it. I didn't mean to forget. I just did. Because that's how much it had an impact on me.
Awesome. I saw it just so that I can say, all right, now I know how this fits in the overall universe. And it's one of those movies that it's just, I saw it, I know what it's about, but I don't know if I'm going to actually go back and actually rewatch it for any particular reason.
They were just like, hey, there was Celestials in the Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, but we need a whole movie to tell you about them again.
But the Joker, you were saying about the Joker. So, here it is. Barry Keoghan?
That sounds about right.
He looks like, because the last guy I brought up, he didn't have the Eternals in his, Eternals 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't think of his name.
He sounds like an Irish boy, or a Scottish guy. I don't know. Either way, he's the Joker, and I don't know how I feel about Joker being in the movie at all. Like you were doing so many great things. Like Reeves was doing so many great things, and I feel like a studio exec was like, "Wait a second, where's the Joker? Why is there no Joker in this movie?"
Is that your Hollywood executive? Why is there no Joker?
Oh, yeah. He's got a cigar in his mouth. Excuse me, Mr. Reeves. Why is there a Joker in your movie? They got to put the Joker in there.
We need a Joker. We need a Joker. See what Joaquin Phoenix is doing right now. We need a Joker.
There's no Batman without the Joker. What's wrong with you? He's just like there as, to egg on the Riddler for his big comeback ? At the end. But did you see that whole deleted scene with him?
Yeah, I did after the fact, because like I said, I may have said this off the air, but I stayed far away from watching anything that was spoilers of any of this, including trailers. So I watched a lot of this stuff afterwards, and I think I saw a lot of that stuff because even the director said, "Oh, well, this is the Joker," because there was a lot of questions where that could have been a character called Hush, which what a lot of people thought it was.
Yes.
But they're like, right before this movie came out, the director's like, "Oh, this is the Joker." And he explicitly said that this was the Joker. And it's like, oh, really?
Oh, I'm glad I missed that piece of news because I didn't even know he was going to be in it. And I'm glad that I didn't know, because when I saw him, I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh, I thought that was going to be somebody else.
Yeah.
And I just,
I was hoping for Hush because this is a very Hush storyline. This is very close to that storyline that was in the comics.
Yes. But was Hush in Arkham previously?
I don't think so. I think Hush was free, but I figured that this was just a different interpretation because this was supposed to be a Universe 2 Batman because of all the because of Jeffrey Wright being Commissioner Gordon, and everybody knows that Commissioner Gordon's a white guy, Yeah, well, it's their version. I mean, he was an awesome Commissioner Gordon. I
think he might be my favorite.
Dude, he's
better than Pat Hingle.
Who's Pat Hingle?
Pat Hingle from the first couple of Batman movies, Batman 89 and Batman Returns, Batman Forever. Do you remember me?
Only him and Alfred are in all 4 of those movies.
As he's showing up, he's like, who turned on the the bat signal? He shows up in his pajamas.
Yeah. Who turned on the bat signal?
Yeah,
oh, Batman.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying. And that might be why J.K. Simmons is on here because he was also Commissioner Gordon in the Justice League, and I'm.
Yes,
it might be a tie. It might be a tie. I don't know. I think I might lean to Jeffrey more than J.K. Simmons.
Jeffrey was fantastic, and I'll take him any day of the week. Like J.K. Simmons is my J. Jonah Jameson, and I'm just like, just stay over there, right? Like you didn't have to be Commissioner Gordon, you know?
Right. And like I said, this is supposed to be a alternate universe kind of idea. Like this isn't necessarily a reboot, but this was supposed to be like I've read stuff. It was supposed to be like Earth 2 kind of Batman, which Earth 2, I don't know. I think they were saying it Earth 2 as in to explain it way better, but us comic geeks know that Earth 2 is what's supposed to be always stuck in the 1940s or something like that. It's always
Yeah. I like that idea. And the thing with DC is like, we screwed up too many times. So multiverse. Yeah. Okay. So here's one Batman and here's another Batman and here's the other Batman.
We're gonna have all the Batmans.
Yeah. And Marvel was just like, oh, you know what? That's a great idea. We don't own any of those characters from Sony, and now we've accumulated 20th Century Fox. So guess what? Here's the multiverse of madness.
Yep.
What do you mean mutants didn't exist before? They do now.
Guess what?
Where was the Fantastic Four? Oh, in an alternate dimension. Or something. I'm just surmising.
A sidetrack. Well, Fantastic Four being in an alternate dimension would actually align better with the ultimate Fantastic Four in the comics. Because the original Fantastic Four were space goers that got hit by cosmic rays, but the ultimate Fantastic Four were actual interdimensional. They crossed interdimensional lines, so they were hopping dimensions.
So it's like seamless, really.
So
when you think about it in terms of the MCU.
And Lobo, I mean, wherever he is, I don't want to spoil his theory. He has a really good theory about Fantastic Four, but. I don't know if he'll ever come back to the show. I guess.
Well, if he never comes back, can I hear it now?
I'll whisper it to you during the break, and then
okay.
Then you and I will know, and it'll just be a secret between the two of us.
Oh, I like that. See, friends, we can be friends. See?
Yeah. Well, off mic we can. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you with the Joker kind of thing too, where it's like haven't we hit that nail? Like Batman has a huge rogues gallery, and it's just always it's Joker because he's the most popular. Sure, and even to the degree of the Joker. Was it the Joker or was it just Joker? I think it was just Joker.
I think it was just Joker.
Where it's like we have to give the Joker an identity. He can't be just chaos. He has to be a mental patient. Spoilers.
Well, yeah.
And it's just kind of like you push Joker so hard that even to the degree of just its own, he becomes his own film on top of it.
Yeah, I don't know. It cheapens it for me, right? Like that whole scene at the end where Paul Dano's breaking down because his plan didn't pan out. And then for Joker to be like, hey, buddy, relax or whatever. We're going to get out of here. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't need that.
Why does the Joker sound like a Hollywood executive?
I don't know. How about this, Paul? He's crazy. We're going to get out of here, Riddler, TM. I don't know. Like you said, like I would love to see like Scarface, like that puppet guy, or like Mad Hatter would fit this universe pretty well, I think.
Hush, like again, going back with the Hush thing, I think that would totally have worked, and even with him being in prison to start with, would be just fine. Because the whole Hush storyline, spoilers. But if you haven't read the Hush comic book, with spoilers, warning. Have you read the Hush comic book before I spoil it for you?
Not in a minute. I know who Hush is, though.
Okay. Do you know who was behind Hush, though?
Yes. Pretty sure.
Okay.
Are you going to spoil it for the listeners?
I'm going to spoil it for the listeners. And I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to spoil it for you.
No, I'm good.
The person behind Hush was the Riddler.
Gotcha.
So.
See, that's interesting.
So, yeah. Sorry. So, spoilers on that book. And if you, you know what? While you listen to this commercial break, look into this light, and we will flash your memory away.
Hey dumpster dwellers and future dumpster dwellers, I'm Joe.
I'm Sean. And I'm Connor the Skeleton.
And we'll be your guides through the movie dumpster.
A comedy-based movie review podcast with its own cinematic universe.
Each week we go knee-deep through cinema's trash heap to dig out the best forgotten gems,
Hollywood stinkers, and out there oddities.
We're talking horror,
sci-fi,
action,
and everything in between.
And of course, it's all connected. Tune in for insightful and comedic deep dive reviews, bad accents,
and more dirty jokes than your mother's ass can fit house elves.
Head over to MovieDumpsterPodcast.com to listen on your favorite podcast app.
Visit our store and pick up some non-committal swag.
And sign up for our Patreon to get behind-the-scenes previews,
commentary tracks,
live watch-alongs,
and other exclusive content.
Welcome to the dumpster.
Hey, what's up? And welcome back to Obi-Wan is the Loneliest Number, now streaming on Disney+. And we're here talking about it.
Do I have to bleep that? I don't know.
Oh, no.
I don't. Well, you said one O-N-E, so I guess we'll try to.
One.
All right, we'll try to squeak that by. We'll see what we can do. You know what?
Obi-Wan is the loneliest. Maybe. Does that work if I sing it?
You know what? It's your job on the line, so I'll just let it in, and if not, I'll have a new host next week, right?
Yeah, it's a three boba night. Yep.
Speaking of the Batman. You had said it earlier that you had another. What was another spin-off?
Potential
sequel.
When we got the sequel, because I think the sequel is already greenlit. And yeah, we were just discussing that about how people have been already kind of playing around with that. The Court of Owls, if they were the main protagonist.
I'd love to see Court of Owls.
Dude, that would be amazing. And that's something fresh as hell that nobody's seen before. So that could be really, really special.
Right. Right. Although Court of Owls with the Joker though. No. Like that's. Or do you think? Or do you think the Joker thing is the tease for like maybe the third movie?
That's the thing.
Or do we string it out? We just keep teasing him in a different position in each. He's the Thanos of the Batman.
I love the idea.
I'm going to have to do this myself.
I'm just going to have to do this myself.
I don't know why I go right to Heath Ledger Joker. Or I can go to Jack and we can go, okay. That was really bad too. Anyway,
you know how I fix my bad impressions? I usually say I'm the genie afterwards and then do a fake laugh. So, because I used to do like a Robin Williams, like, oh, I'm Robin Williams and I'm the genie. Oh. So whenever I do a bad impression, I just say I'm the genie. Oh, and it's a thing that used to crack Lobo and Dixie up all the time. So.
Yeah, like you said, the having him come in for the third movie, I love the idea of keeping him just in Arkham and being like there as like Batman's Hannibal Lecter for everything, like never getting out, or maybe he gets out at like the end of the last movie they're gonna make, and then we never see that movie because I don't need it. Or
he's building his own. He's building his. Well, they kind of wanted to do the Dark Justice League, but I don't know if that's their version of a rebooted Dark Justice League or something where he's building his own. So maybe it's like him and Joker and Penguin, and because Penguin's supposed to be getting an HBO spinoff, much like the Peacemaker did.
Yeah,
supposed to be getting a
Peacemaker was
series.
great.
It was
Peacemaker
awesome.
Was so good.
Mhm.
And after I know we talked about Colin Farrell as Penguin before and how that seemed ridiculous, but he was so great. Like I'm looking forward to that that series. Yeah, so
Yeah.
It'll be cool to see that, especially how the Batman ends. Half the cities. It almost ends like Arkham City, like the video game, right? Where everything is just in.
It ends like No Man's Land if you're going to do a comic reference.
Oh, there you go.
They blow up the bridges and it's declared martial law and it's No Man's Land.
I am not as versed in the comic books as I should be. But that's why you're here to tell me about it.
Yeah.
I know it's some stuff. But yeah, like, and you know what I would really like to see? I would like to see I think you can do a Mr. Freeze in this universe too.
Mm-hmm.
I also mentioned I was talking to a buddy of mine.
Only if we bring back Arnold Schwarzenegger. And
No!
we consider it a multiverse and what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
The Ice Age.
I'm the genie.
I'm here from the other universe to freeze yours. Hello, I need your diamonds and your jewels.
Get to the chopper.
Put on that movie I like so much, with the Year Without the Santa Claus.
Put that cookie down.
Jingle all the way. It's him and Bane is Sinbad, right? Yeah, maybe this time.
Bane is Sinbad. Go for it. Let's hear it. Let's hear your Bane is Sinbad. You set it up. Let's go for it.
It would just be funny, and he Bane would be dressed like a mailman and doing quips and stuff. It's a sick world, And they're trying to get like instead of the Turbo Man doll, they're trying to get that big diamond to put in his gun.
And they're both fighting over the diamond because it's Poison Ivy is controlling Bane.
Or something.
It's like, yeah. So, pick up diamond. Break Bane. No, sorry. Break Mr. Freeze. That was my world's worst Sinbad. But I was trying to do the Batman and Robin Bane. Which many people forget
Poison
that he
Ivy?
was in it.
She had that little button on my chest, and I freaked out. I'm sorry.
But yeah, Court of Owls. I actually that's probably the last modern comic that I've read, and it was pretty outstanding. And I'd love to see that kind of thing. And I'd love Hollywood to not meddle and not jam the Joker into that.
Yeah, imagine that. That is something they would do. And
maybe a Court of Owls, like a Court of Owls, Hush, and No Man's Land hybrid of like those three storylines. We mesh them together.
Hush would have to operate in the background if we're going to do Court of Owls in the second movie,
right? Or
is that something that you would save for the third? You know what I mean?
Well, if they're saving Joker for third, we probably we have to get Hush in and out because Hush is kind of a single story character.
I know, but like I'm telling you, like I hope to goodness that Joker is not in any of these movies in any villainous role other than like, hey, come and see me, Batman, in my cell. Because I like the deleted scene. I don't think needed to be there. That we talked about before with Joker, right. And like he basically, he treated him like a Hannibal Lecter. He's like, tell me how this Riddler guy works or whatever.
Right.
So that was kind of neat. That's an interesting take to have the character included. You know what I mean?
Right. And it shows that there was history because like I said, this is supposed to be a year 2 Batman, so it kind of shows that he had history with the Joker. But then does that mean people are going to be a little bit salty or shitty because we didn't get a Joker film before we got a Riddler? I mean, there are some Joker files out there. Is that a term? Is that a phrase?
The character has his own movie. He doesn't need to be part of the Batman pantheon. This version of Batman, right? I mean, he's there. He exists clearly, right. But I don't think he needs to be a main player. I feel like again that dynamic of the old nemesis that he put away and him taunting him and also seeking advice from him works really well, that dynamic, while he's trying to deal with these other, bad guys running around. I don't know. I personally like that. And I hope that's the way it stays.
Right. Well, our apologies to, now what was that actor's name? Our apologies to Barry Cogan, who's going to be in the background of every single The Batman sequel from here until eternity. Because director Joe does not want you in any of her movies.
Get out. You shouldn't even been in the first movie. Get out of here.
Get out.
Get out of here. You're not here anymore. It's my turn. It's my movie.
So quick run to, we already talked about Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Pattinson. Zoe Kravitz was an excellent Catwoman.
Oh man, I think I love Michelle Pfeiffer. But that's just a different Catwoman.
Right.
But this is very much like comic book Catwoman, and it's like she nails it in my opinion.
Now you steered away from Hail Berry. Now, why is that? Did you even ever watch that movie? I'd never even bothered. I knew it was crap from the beginning.
That doesn't
I
count.
strayed away from that movie. I was like, no way in hell.
It's terrible. It's terrible. That is something that you put on when like you're on death row, right? And they want to torture you before you go. Instead of like your last meal, they make you watch that movie or something. I don't know.
I mean, I seem to remember. Now, it's kind of the same thing where like Ben Affleck was supposed to be in this movie, and then he kind of bowed out. And he might have been a producer or something in this movie. But I kind of remember like Michelle Pfeiffer had signed on for a Catwoman sequel, and that was supposed to be her movie. And then I guess things got drug out so long that Hail Berry ended up replacing her. And
I guess so. I know that there was talks like back when Batman Forever was coming out about Michelle Pfeiffer doing a Catwoman movie. She was supposed to be in Batman Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll never get over not being able to see Robin Williams as the Riddler. Like I would have loved to see that.
That would have been interesting. I've heard various stories about like that. I actually would have preferred that over Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey was probably Jim Carrey was probably the worst Joker. I'm just going to flat out go on a line. I mean, Jim Carrey just plays Jim Carrey, and it's not my favorite Joker. I'll say that.
He was hot at the time, and I love Jim Carrey, but Schumacher let him off the leash. You know what I mean? Like if he just reined him in a little bit more, I think we could have got a little bit better performance out of him.
Is there an era that what film do you think that Jim Carrey? What type of film would have portrayed Jim Carrey's Joker much better? I didn't see like 43.
The number 23, or
23.
Even like
Yeah.
I think number 23, but the guy can do serious.
Spotless Mind, Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind.
Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. That kind of feel. Yeah. Or what was the other one I was just thinking of? Like The Truman Show, or Man on the Moon. Like he can be a serious actor. Like he's a really good dramatic actor. And just to put a point on that, like I think when he's doing dramatic bits in Forever, he's really good at them. I just think they leaned into the studio leaned into the corniness of it all.
And I mean, he was hot off of, I mean, I think like Ace Ventura and stuff was already out. It has long been out by that time.
Oh, it was Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, and there was one more.
That third film, the third Jim Carrey film. Yeah, so they were like he didn't really have much range, or they weren't really challenging him with any range, because those other movies that we listed, that the other three movies that we listed came way after. So I think he'd already like crashed and burned at least once or twice in the box office before he came back with more dramatic stuff. So it may have been just a whole thing of timing,
It could be, because it was like, here, do this Frank Gorshin thing, but also do Ace Ventura, and it was like, okay,
right,
so.
Yeah. Well, like Tommy Lee says, you can't condone that buffoonery.
I will not put up with any of your buffoonery, even though I'm a man with two faces.
Speaking of comedians, like John Turturro was also.
I was
surprised.
God, he was so good.
Yes, Carmine Falcone, whichever version you want to go with, the crime lord mastermind.
I didn't even realize he was in the movie until he showed up, and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome!"
Yeah.
And he was fantastic. He was absolutely great.
I just wanted him to break character and just start singing "I'm So Pretty" from West Side Story. that's like the number one film that I always identify him with is Anger Management. He's like,
what is it? Kingpin? He's in.
What's that?
what's the movie? What's the bowling movie he's in?
Oh yeah,
Not Kingpin. Is it Kingpin or is it Big Lebowski? I always get it confused.
I don't recall, but yeah, one of those two.
I think Bill Murray is Kingpin and John Turturro is Big Lebowski. I think.
Yeah, Big Lebowski is in it, and the Jesus Rolls in 2019. Is that the?
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently they made a spin-off of that character.
Oh my God, they did. Yeah. He
was
in something.
It's called the Jesus Rolls, so we know it's a reboot.
The Jesus Rolls.
Oh, Brother, We're Out Thou. I forgot about it. He's in that too.
Yes.
And Transformers. Oh God.
Shit. Yeah, I totally goofed that. He's in Big Lebowski, and it's Bill Murray in Kingpin.
Yeah.
Bill Murray's also in that other movie, that really good movie, Groundhog's Day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did we talk about Groundhog's Day yet?
I think we did for a moment.
I seem to remember talking about Groundhog's Day, but I'm not 100% sure. Don't know. We don't want a copyright strike. It's either between getting fired for saying the SW word or singing any song that has a copyright. We're gonna.
I've got you, babe.
I think we did a pretty good first episode. What do you think? I think we found even keel. We found a smooth landing. We found a area where we both could agree on.
I think Dumpster Nights is going to be the next big thing, Paul. I really do.
We're still going to have to work on that name, though. I'm not 100% sure on that name, but when we come back next week, do you have any films that you would like to talk about for next week?
Oh, did you see X, Ty West's X?
Oh, is that the Disney X-Men reboot?
You have been listening to the Sleepless Nights podcast, or should we say, pODDcast.
pODDcast.
Emphasis on the odd. Our theme is by Mars Homeworld at Deadhouse Music. Our opening announcement is by Ophelia Necro. She does a radio show called Suicide Watch. And you could reach Mr. Lobo at cinemainsomnia.com, or find me on YouTube, YouTube/Mr. Lobo. MISTERLOBO. Mr. Lobo on Facebook, Facebook/MR.LOBO, or on Twitter, at Mr. Lobo, MISTERLOBO.
Or you can find myself, Paul Sanders, or better known as Bestow TV, at Bestow.tv, on YouTube /Bestow TV, on Twitter at Bestow Prod, PROD, and on Facebook, Bestow TV.
If you want to place an advertisement with this podcast, and gosh, why wouldn't you? We could be talking about you right now. Contact us, Mr. Lobo at cinemainsomnia.com. That's MRLOBO @CINEMAINSOMNIA.com. Or support us on Patreon. Patreon supporters get to hear this podcast before anyone else, and a lot of other great stuff, right, Paul?
Sure.
Doesn't get it better than that, right? So come join the fun at
patreon.com/Sleepless Nights Podcast.
That's
patreon.com/Sleepless Nights Podcast.
Please stay up with us next week for another Sleepless Nights podcast. Or should we say, pODDcast.
pODDcast.
The best thing about being an insomniac is never having to say goodnight.
Good night.